Today the video is very simple. We are going to learn how to play Assetto Corsa on controller, because if there is a simple method that just works, then anyone who plays any car game should be able to play this. I don't care if you play Car X, Trackmania, if you're a top 1% controller sweat in Gran Turismo or Forza, if you're just a casual in Rocket League, even if you're a drifter in GTA 5, you should be able to use this method to get good using controller in Assetto Corsa, which is crazy because the amount of modded content that is available now is actually unparalleled. You can run a laser scanned version of the famous Ebisu drift jump in a replica of your favorite D1 GP car. Race Michael Schumacher's F1 through the LA canyons. The amount of content is so vast that it is absurd. There's also plenty of jank, but if you can get your head around how it works and set it up correctly, you should be able to experience the most true-to-life driving simulator you've ever played. And the price tag is just short of being freeware. The only catch is the default controller support is absolute garbage, so unless you're prepared to fork out for a Logitech wheel or better, you're probably going to have a bad time. That is, of course, until now. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to own something like Joe Rogan's $70,000 sim rig, but considering how cheap and easy this is to do, I really don't understand why more people aren't running a controller. Full disclosure, quite a few controller support mods, aka scripts, do already exist, but I haven't been able to get good with them. You probably can, but I also know of many players who are actually fast using the default controller support, which is bad. The problem with that for me is that it just doesn't really translate well from the experience I have in other racing games. The same is true for pretty much all the controller scripts I've tried, where it feels like the way I have to drive isn't really repurposing old muscle memory or driving habits from games I've learned in the past. See, what we need in a controller script is something that when we want to drift, we'll drift, and when we want to race, we'll race. Same as if you were playing on wheel, alright? Same as pretty much any vaguely realistic racing game on console with controller as the primary input, and more importantly, same as real life. I haven't been able to find any other scripts that offer that. Some even have inbuilt mode switching to switch between drift and race modes on the fly. Even the original version of the script I'm using now didn't quite do what I wanted it to do at first. So the source material for this, there's no link for it on Overtake, which is like the main forum for modders. In fact, it's so hard to find, you probably won't even be able to find it through an English search engine at all. It all boils down to one video found in the back rooms of the Japanese Assetto Corsa modding section of YouTube. That's how you know it's legit. Basically, a solo developer worked out how to take the way that Car X handles steering inputs and transferred it into AC. Because all the information is in Japanese, the installation and setup instructions were unclear. And whilst in its original state, the script did feel better than most of the scripts I'd played with at that point, it still wasn't as intuitive as I wanted it to be. But after an unhealthy amount of time spent tweaking values and playing around with settings, I've managed to find a sweet spot that works really well for me. And if it makes the game even slightly less difficult for new players, then I think it's worth sharing. And who knows, might even help reduce the number of twitchy kings in your online lobby. So, without further ado, let the age of the sweaty controller players in Assetto Corsa begin. Oh god, is that guy always that dramatic? Jesus. Anyways, I got a gum tape deathmatch to get to in 20 minutes, so if we could get this out of the way, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm just gonna run through the install real quick. I'm gonna assume you already have Assetto Corsa and Content Manager all set up. I might do a video on how to do that in the future, but for now, let's just get this out the way. Head on over to Content Manager, pop that open. You wanna go to Settings, Custom Shaders Patch, Gamepad Effects, and then you've got your script right here. Right click that, View and Explorer. This is the install path for your file. Okay, the Assetto Corsa root folder, extension, Lua, Joypad Assist. Open up the .rar from the link in description. Take that folder, drop it in here. Okay, so this part is the secret source. Okay, so open up the assist.lua. There's all these values here and a whole bunch of scripting, a whole bunch of Python code or whatever this is. Okay, so I've opened this with Notepad++. It's basically the same as Notepad, except it's for coding specifically. You can do this in Notepad as well. Basically, what you want to do is change the values from what it was when you downloaded it to these specific values here. Make sure it's syntactically accurate. In fact, what I'm going to do is include a updated version of the script in my download as well. Once you've got it all installed in the right location, We're going to go back to Content Manager, select the script that we've just installed. Now that you have the script installed, if you go to Settings, Assetto Corsa Controls, what you'll find is that these sliders, most of them don't do anything now, except for steering gamma and steering dead zone. That's preferential based on whether or not you have stick drift. Steering gamma, I would suggest 220%. Just trust the process, maybe tweak it and play around with it after you've gotten good or something. Maybe you can make it better. I don't really know, but this works for me. Also, this value here, settings, Assetto Corsa view and UI, steering wheel limit affects how the script handles the steering. Make sure you set that to 210 degrees. That's about it. That's the secret sauce. I'll include all the links in the description. Any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I will try to get back to you. Okay, I'm off to my gum tape deathmatch. Thank you. Bye bye.